Okay. Cue us. We are back at the Montreal Forum, and that is the sight in the ring. The fight that they have all been waiting for, this crowd of 6,000 or more, for the so-called Continental Championship middleweights of the Americas. Alex Hilton of Montreal, 19 years old and undefeated as a professional, against Dino Clavet of LaSalle. And Peter Wiley, they are not strangers.
They are not. They've met before, and at that time, Alex came away with an 8-round TKO over Dino. Dino put up a tremendous performance there and boxed very, very well to show himself definitely a contender for the title.
So the fight coming up, Brian, Alex Hilton and Dino Clavet, they are fighting for the Continental Middleweight Championship of the Americas. And, of course, we'll return with the action once it gets underway. Brian?
From LaSalle at 160 pounds, Dino Clavet.
Well, the introductions for the fighters in the main event just now being made. Dino Clavet introduced to the crowd, and Peter Wiley, he obviously has a large following, a large fan section in the audience. They gave him quite an ovation. And Alex Hilton, the champion, Continental Middleweight Champion of the Americas, being introduced now. And sort of a mixed reception for him. I'm a little surprised.
Well, I think they were really impressed with Dino's last performance against Alex, and they're just giving him the recognition that's due him. But Alex, never get any doubt about that. Alex is the favorite here. He's favored in Montreal.
Well, the Hilton brothers have done so very, very much for boxing in Montreal over the past couple of years. 3 fighting brothers. Dave Jr., who is not in action on this card, having some repairs made to his nose, as he told us earlier. But Matthew Hilton, the youngest of the 3 fighting brothers, winning his bout, as you saw earlier, defeating Sam Jervins of Columbus, Ohio by decision. And now the middle Hilton brother, Alex, 19 years of age, in the ring now and receiving final instructions from the referee as he prepares to defend his Continental Middleweight Championship against Dino Clavet of LaSalle. As we pointed out, they have met once before. Alex winning that time, so you can bet your boots Clavet wants revenge here.
Well, Dino is known as a consummate good boxer, puncher. Alex is known as the puncher. But what surprised Dino Clavet last time was that he said that Alex Hilton all of a sudden had learned to box a little bit and really had surprised him in that last fight. So we'll see what has happened and transpired over those months. Has Clavet learned how to handle Alex Hilton, and has Alex Hilton got Clavet's number again?
Well, as is the case with all of the Hilton brothers, Alex coming into this one with a reputation of being a slugger. Peter Wiley suggesting a moment ago that perhaps he's learned a little bit about boxing. And, of course, one complements the other. That makes for an almost perfect fighter when you have one who can slug as well as one who can box. We'll see if that's the case with Alex Hilton here. Not much difference between the two in terms of weight. Alex Hilton 158.4, Clavet right at the middleweight limit of 160 pounds. And some good action here in the opening round.
They're exchanging blows here, and I don't think this is to the benefit of Dino Clavet. Alex Hilton is the better puncher of the two, and that is not a wise move on his part. You can get cold-cocked early in a fight by a very strong puncher like Alex Hilton, and it's better to box and take a little bit of that sting out of him as the rounds wear on, and then go to the strong punching.
This fight for the Continental Championship of the Americas, the middleweight division. And for those of you watching on your color screens, wondering what that is on the chest of Dino Clavet, it is a tattoo of the Madonna. Something he is known for in boxing circles. Actually, Clavet, now 22 years old, didn't begin
CFL football. What are you doing this weekend?
At this stage, no way I would put Dino Clavet in the ring with Alex Hilton at this stage. It's too early.
Those words from Peter Wiley, who will, of course, guide the professional career of former amateur former light middleweight, but now professional welterweight Sean O'Sullivan, who, of course, earlier this month, I should say, made his professional debut, a successful one. And that is generally what is done with most young fighters who are turning professional. They have to be brought along slowly before being put in the ring against the big guns. And certainly from a punching point of view, Alex Hilton, a big gun, only 19 years old, but a perfect record, unblemished, 17 consecutive victories.
Looking at the abilities of Alex and Matthew, comparing the two, they're both built the same, really, but Alex, much the better boxer so far. He's showing great boxing ability.
And a late blow, not a serious one, but a late flicking type blow thrown right at the end of the round by Clavet, landing on the face of Alex Hilton. Hilton wading right in and giving him a sneer as if to say, it didn't hurt and I'll get you next round.
Hear them trading jabs, nobody really landing, and then just trying to trade right hands, but nobody really catching each other with a good shot in that round at all, really. One good right hand landed by Hilton, but not really remarkable, to say the least.
Another look at Alex Hilton in his corner, receiving some liquid refreshment, as well as some advice, of course, from his father, Dave Hilton Sr. And more action from that opening round.
There's Clavet coming back with that good jab, and if he uses that throughout this bout, it will pay off for him. He really didn't use it enough in that first round. He's got to go back to that left jab.
So the two fighters are waiting the bell for the start of round 2, and there is the bell. Alex Hilton, of course, the Canadian middleweight champion, but this fight is for the Continental Championship. And for those of you unfamiliar with that title, the Continental is for the 3 Americas, North, Central, and South, plus the Caribbean. Alex Hilton, the current champion. Dino Clavet, 22 years old, from LaSalle, trying to wrest the championship away from him.
And Mario Couson, that's working the corner of Dino Clavet, a former welterweight champion who lost to Davey Hilton Jr. And here's a tremendous exchange going on right now, and Alex has Dino in a slight bit of trouble there. He landed a 4-punch combination that had Dino backing up, but Dino tied him up to stop that on rage. And there's a tremendous right hand over the left by Alex Williamson. He has Dino a little in trouble right now, and if Dino Clavet's not smart, he's going to get hurt. A nice right uppercut followed by a left hook, and Dino Clavet is in a little bit of trouble right now.
Alex Hilton showing better hand speed than younger brother Matthew, I think, and certainly an opportunist, a man capable of taking advantage of any opportunity shown him. But Clavet trying to battle back and putting on a courageous performance here in the second round as Hilton has tagged him with several devastating blows.
Well, Clavet indicated that in their last meeting, that he does have a very, very good chin and a very willing heart. And I'm sure he's going to stick right in here. He wants to stick in right to the end. And if the opportunity comes, knock Alex Williams or Hilton out.
The referee calling for a break again in round 2. Oh, and Hilton landing with a good right overhand. Through the left hook to start it, then followed with the right. And now backs Clavet into the ropes. Now has him in a corner. Can he take advantage? Clavet firing to the body. Hilton bullying him into the ropes now, and the referee separating the two again.
Alex Hilton is seeing an opening downstairs there with that left hook. He's trying to land that left hook downstairs and switch on top of the right hand. A good combination, and it was effective. But look at Dino Clavet come right back. Very, very willing fighter, and he'll be right there. He's not going to back up from Alex Hilton. I think maybe that might be a mistake.
Action in the second round. Hilton looking very confident. Now, good 3-punch combination. Clavet against the ropes. Hilton looking for the big one. Hasn't been able to land it. Throws the left hook. That misses. Now throwing to the body, and Clavet attempting to tie up. The referee ordering the break. They finally do on the second issuance. And now Clavet waiting back. Throwing left rights of his own. Most of them missing, but what a game performance.
I just can't understand Dino Clavet's actions in this fight. I don't think he should be trying to trade with Alex Hilton at this stage. Definitely not.
So the crowd with a standing ovation here at the conclusion of round 2. They very much like what they have seen so far. But Peter, I agree with you. Clavet's tactics very questionable so far. I wonder, well, in fact, no way should he be slugging it out with Alex Hilton.
Hilton came up with a good left hook there on the inside. And here he is, Clavet fighting right back here, coming right to Alex Hilton, and that, I think, is a mistake, especially at this early stage of the fight.
Well, we use the term in boxing accumulative punishments, a series of punches over a series of rounds finally taking a toll. And that may very well happen to Dino Clavet. He is sitting in his corner. That's Hilton you see on your screen now. But in the other corner, Clavet sitting in his corner. The perspiration pouring off the man. He is breathing heavily. And you know he's been working over the first 2 rounds as the bell sounds and we begin the third now. Clavet wearing the white trunks, 22 years old. He is from LaSalle, an aspiring actor, he says. Didn't start boxing, I mentioned this before, Peter, until he was 18 years old, only 22 now. 12 fights overall. He's won 11. The only one he lost was to the man he is in the ring against right now, Alex Hilton.
And the hard right hand actually tripped Alex Hilton up. But look at Hilton come right back. This is an unbelievable war.
Well, look at Clavet, come on.
He believes he has Alex Hilton in trouble, and he did shake Hilton. He shook him right down to his toes with that right hand. He thinks he can take Alex Hilton out, but he doesn't know Alex Hilton. Alex Hilton is one tough individual.
Alex Hilton, it should be pointed out, currently fighting without his mouthpiece. On that flurry that Clavet unleashed on him, Hilton's mouthpiece flew out, and whereas in amateur boxing that would have been replaced, the referee stopping the contest momentarily to do so, that is not the case in professional boxing. So Alex Hilton fighting without his mouthpiece now, and of course you always worry about a cut to the gums or to the lips or to the mouth. But Clavet with a marvelously game performance.
Well, this rematch was billed just this. It was going to be a war, and that's exactly what they got, and the crowd are loving it. And usually rematches don't work out like this. They usually turn out to be boring affairs. But in this one, it's even better than the first one.
Well, for the simple reason, Peter, that in the initial fight, both boxers tend to learn a great deal about each other's style and therefore stay away from the other's big artillery in the rematch. But as you say, that's not happening here. They're going at each other.
They both feel they have something to prove to each other, and it's quite obvious. And that proof is who's got the bigger heart. And I think that that's a mistake on Dino Clavet's part. He's the better boxer of the two right now, and he should be using just that ability that he has, good boxing skills, and then load up when he has to. And stop trading with Alex, because Alex Hilton can trade with you all day.
And the two of them trading again at ring center. This is action in round 3, a scheduled 10-rounder for the Continental Middleweight Championship of the Americas. That's for North, South, and Central America and the Caribbean. Alex Hilton is the champion. Dino Clavet trying to take the title away.
Alex Hilton working on the body throughout this round. He wants to tire Dino Clavet out, and some nice flipping and counterpunching on the back of Alex Hilton. Hilton is obviously showing some good boxing skills in here, and this is what surprised Dino Clavet in the first fight, and it's got to be surprising him again. Alex Hilton is being the consummate boxer, and Dino Clavet is turned into the slugger. We have a switch of roles.
Dino Clavet with a most impressive performance so far against Alex Hilton. There's the bell, the end of round 3, and there is Dino Clavet getting a wonderful reception as he goes back to his corner at the end of round 3. What a performance. And Alex Hilton, as I said, losing his mouthpiece early in that third round, and here is some of the activity.
And there's Clavet charging in, thinking that he had Alex Hilton in serious trouble. And just throwing all caution to the wind and every punch that he can think of in his arsenal, throwing it back, pushing him off and driving through with hard shots. Not clean ones, though. They weren't landing where they should have landed, and obviously they weren't the most effective of punches.
And now the crowd starting a chant of Dino, Dino, Dino.
And Alex Hilton moving his head well in that exchange, getting away from most of the punishment.
So Alex Hilton, a great favorite here in Montreal, but this fellow rapidly establishing quite a following for himself, and deservedly so. And again, a look from our overhead camera. At the ring, a crowd that's between 6,500, I would estimate, on hand. So Hilton with all of his protective gear back, and now he hammers Clavet in the corner. Clavet fighting gamely to get out of that situation. Hilton pressing the attack, continuing to.
A surprising turn of affairs here, really, because Alex Hilton was backing up at the end of the last round, and here he is charging forward and trying to take the lead right off the bat from Dino Clavet, establishing himself as the leader in this fight.
But a very telling comment, I think, about the Hilton brothers, Peter. When we interviewed Matthew following his victory earlier, he said that, no, he had not fought a good fight in his opinion, and he expected his dad to take it out on him in the gymnasium. Their dad, they have all the respect in the world for him, but I tell you, he works these guys, and if he thinks they do not fight well, they prepare that much harder for the next fight. So I'm sure he has told Alex Hilton here, look, go out and go after this guy.
He's told him also one other thing. You just seen your brother go out there and box the wrong kind of fight. I told him what to do, and he didn't follow my game plan. Now you follow my game plan, and I bet you that was impressed upon Alex Hilton for this fight.
Hilton now slowing the pace somewhat. He came out flying here in the fourth round. Throws the left hook. Clavet blocking that on the gloves. Clavet moving in now. 2 shorts. Left-hand jabs. Hilton back with 2 of his own that failed to connect. Both boxers showing a good deal of respect for each other. Both discovering in the first 3.5 rounds that the other has a big heart and is not going to back down.
Dino Clavet just landed a beautiful right hand over a lead of Alex Hilton with his left hand. He just come over it beautifully, and Alex just took it off and came right back. Both of them are landing extremely telling blows, but they're bouncing right back. It just goes to show that they're both in tremendous condition. Mario Cousin, who's working the corner of Dino Clavet, said that Dino Clavet is in the best condition of his life. He came into this fight without having to sweat himself down, trained perfectly, and came in and weighed in right on the nose, 160 pounds.
Yes, 160, that is the middleweight limit. Matthew Hilton, or Alex Hilton, I should say, 1.6 pounds lighter at 158.4. So really, no appreciable difference between the two.